Adams, Mr. Lightfoot.
Yo, it's Mr. Truth, and I'm spitting some truth, so I'm going to be reacting to the Modern King. So this video is about man sues toxic woman after she stole his DNA for pregnancy. So we know this is going to be crazy anyway. So just by the way the title sounds, so yeah, let's play this. All right.
But you are suing Ms. Adams for $3,500 for emotional distress after you say you were trapped into having a baby with her. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, now, Ms. Adams, you say what's in your house belongs to you.
That's right, yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm intrigued. Mr. Lightfoot, tell the court what happened.
Yeah, like you said, Your Honor, I'm suing Tanya for theft and emotional distress for $3,500. I know her for just a little bit of time, and then that little bit of time, we had a one-night stand, and she got pregnant from what mom.
Oh, hold on, okay. That's a lot. So, you met her. Take me back. How did you all meet?
So I met her in a grocery store. From what I know, she's a manager at a grocery store or whatever. I was with my homie Michael, and we're just picking up some crab legs for a barbecue and stuff.
Now I'm hungry, but so you're in there, you're in the grocery store, you're shopping for what you guys gonna have for the barbecue.
Yeah.
And you meet Ms. Adams?
Yeah, I met Tanya Adams. My friend Michael, he known her before. And
All right.
He kind of introduced me to her. I thought she looked good. This was like, wow, this was like 2 years ago.
Okay, so you saw her at the grocery store, you thought she was pretty.
Yeah. I already know that I like to date like kind of like older women.
All right.
And so I saw Tanya.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I saw Tanya. I chopped it up with her a little bit, got her number, this and that, and we've been talking for quite some time. But I didn't we just kind of like talked, and then eventually one night we kind of went out. I've known her for about like maybe 6 months.
And one thing led to another.
Yeah.
So Ms. Adams, you remember that day that Mr. Lightfoot was in the store with his friend, shopping for the barbecue, and you remember meeting them, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
He said he thought you were pretty. Did you think he was handsome?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, now I don't really think it's appropriate to ask a woman her age. I'm never afraid to say mine. But if you
Nonsense. Ask a woman her age. It's all old school bull crap. Listen, if a woman can't tell you her age, she's insecure about her age, okay?
don't want to say your age, that's fine. But what is the age difference?
I'm 40, so there's like
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay, so 12 years age difference.
Yeah.
Okay, so 12 years, and you thought he was handsome as well?
yes, ma'am.
And then you all exchanged numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now you at work.
I'm at work.
You the manager?
I'm the manager of the store manager. Yes.
All right, and was getting numbers too?
Well, the thing is, Michael always comes to our store, and we know each other pretty well.
You had a mutual friend?
Yes, we had a mutual friend, yeah. And I'm single, and I was interested, so I thought it couldn't hurt to get to know him.
And so the one night stand, you all were friends talking back and forth. You had a one night stand. Where was the one night stand?
At my house.
So y'all were at your house,
Yes, ma'am.
and you all were intimate.
Yes, we
Did you
were.
use protection, Mr. Lightfoot?
Of course, I was always raised to use protection. Don't be a fool, wrap your tool. And that's something I stand by.
I used to use protection.
Wrap the tool?
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember that one, honey.
Yeah. So I was always taught, and that's what I make sure when I was with her, that I used protection. Even though I didn't want to, but I knew this was the most responsible thing to do at the time.
The most responsible thing he could have done at the time was to think with the right head. Unfortunately, he wasn't, which gave her the opportunity to commit paternity fraud in a way we've never seen before.
Right.
And so, I'm a very busy person. I do stocks. I work in the office. And so, during that time, we were talking, but it was a while ago. That's not who I am anymore. But I was talking to a few different women, and she invited me over, and we happened to have intercourses.
Intercourses?
Intercourse.
So that's more than once?
It was like 3 times that night. So.
You said a few times?
Yeah, that's why I like the younger men.
Well, all right. So you like the younger men, so you had a few times that night, but every time was protected.
Yes, ma'am.
So why are we here today? If you have protection, you say in your complaint, Mr. Lightfoot, that she trapped you into having a baby.
Well, because what?
Bull crap, I don't buy that. Woman can't trap you into having a baby. Men need to stop playing victims out here. Listen, a woman can't trap you. You can only trap yourself, because you don't have to have sex with those women. Again, you could wear a condom, but you don't have to have sex with those women, because that's your choice, because you're partaking in that. So, a woman can't trap you. Bull crap.
What happened was, it was I had met her, and then I don't know, 9 months, 8 months later, or whatever, my homie told me that, Tanya, she pregnant. And I was like, what do you mean she pregnant? But I didn't really think anything of it. It was just like something brief. And then the next thing you know, he tells me that he sees a picture of Tanya's baby, and it looks like me and this and that.
Hold on now. So after you all have this one night stand, it was like a real one night stand where y'all don't even talk anymore.
Yeah, because I was very busy, and like I said during that time, Your Honor, I was talking to a few different women.
And you just stopped talking and talking together. He totally goes.
A very busy person, like for work and this and that, and I was kind of like.
Did that hurt your feelings that he didn't call back anymore, Miss Adams?
Of course it did. Yes.
And see, that's why I always tell women, please watch out for these one night stands, because I don't know what it is today. Young women always want to convince themselves, what the man can do to the girl can do. And I get all of that. But somehow when we get in these situations, am I right, ladies? We do not like real one night stands. We get offended when you don't call back, and the one night stand.
Yeah, but how can you get offended if it is a one night stand? That's the whole point of a one night stand. There's women that will have one night stands with guys, right? And they don't chat to the guy as well. You've got women like that as well. So it's nonsense. But I think where he's gone wrong, he's given her too much time on the phone afterwards, and he spent too much time with her. That's where it went wrong. If he talked less and did his thing and gone about his business, she wouldn't have got attached. So again, fellas, your fault. It's his fault to some degree.
That's technically what it is. Am I allowed to say hit it and quit it?
I think so.
Yes.
I said it. But I mean this with sincerity. If you don't want to have that kind of relationship, be very careful entering into situations where that's what you get. Because if the man moves on, you say he ghosted you, your feelings are hurt. But you really wanted him to call back because you were interested in having more of a dating, continuous relationship.
All of that needs to be discussed beforehand. That's where it all went wrong. That wasn't discussed. He spent too much time with women. This is what happens.
The impression I got was going to be we're going to have a relationship. I didn't know you just going to just.
Well, how you get that impression? You didn't even get invited over for the crack split.
Exactly, Your Honor. Delusional.
No, not delusional.
No, I'm really not even being. We were talking being mean. My point is this. It's also about in the courting and you understanding what it was about.
I hate that word that women use. It's an old school term, courting. Screw that word, man.
All used to date outside of the bed. Like, did you all go out on dates before this?
Never. I talked to her small talk, like off and on here and there, and then it was just one night I just happened to invite her out. Let's go out and have a good time, have a few drinks. She invited me over to her crib, have more drinks, and that just led to something else, And I had.
So now I gotta ask you, Mr. Lightfoot, before I move on, because I already know what's going on here. Were you kind of giving her an idea that perhaps this could be more than a one-night stand? Were you doing some sweet talking to try to get her in the bed?
Don't hate the play, hate the game.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
you got all the answers.
Yes. Like at the end of the day, I feel like I kind of kept it real with her. I kept it a buck. I was kind of telling her, like she was telling me that she wanted a family, but I was telling her I did want a family, but not right now. Not at
okay, you all have these conversations.
I mean, at least he told her, but to be honest, you shouldn't really be having these conversations with women like that. But I think she conversated that with him, so she already premeditated her thoughts before. Some women do that, Some women, it might be a one night stand, but there's women who think in ahead. Oh, do you have the potential to be my boyfriend, husband, child's father? They have these thoughts, even if they're sleeping with you and they know it's just going to be one time. Women have these thoughts, Some of these women, they do. And that's what's happened.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it.
Not right now. I didn't know how I felt. I told him exactly how I felt.
So take me to this whole baby thing. So you have a one-night stand where you use protection. And what happens?
Well, he dozed off. I went ahead and took his thumbs out of the trash, and I used a syringe, and it's inside of. I pick it up, I see how to do it. This is my property, man. You left it in my house. That's my property.
Nah, see, this is a desperate woman who's desperate for a child. That's why she can't get a man to breed her up. So she had to get this man, right? Desperate. That's desperation right there.
Oh, you're saying
I leave my wallet in your crib, now it belongs to you? You gonna start taking my cars and start spending my money just because it's at your crib?
Wait a minute, Miss Adams. Now that rationale.
That rationale would land a man in prison, rightfully so. Yet for some reason, when a woman does the equivalent, everyone turns a blind eye and pretends like she's the victim. What she did isn't even uncommon, but as expected, it isn't criminalized, and courts still require the biological father to pay child support in these situations.
That line of thinking. So you said to yourself, he left and the condom is still in the trash can. You didn't flush it down the toilet? Oh, that's a lesson you learned.
Yes, I hear right, Your Honor.
You was today years old when you learned that.
I was young and dumb. I should have listened to my mom. She always told me, if you go somewhere, take all your belongings with you when you leave.
You know,
and I should have never left my condom there.
Involved in the first place. All right, so hold on. Now I want to understand this. So you're saying he left the condom, but it was in the trash, and you just took it upon yourself to say, well, you know what? If he left it behind, then it's mine. Well, see, I got things too.
Your Honor, I was previously married a few years back, and I had 2 miscarriages, and everybody that knows me knows how bad I want a child, okay? And my time is short, okay, at this age.
Let me stop you there. You see, she said she wants a child bad and her time is short. She's 40, so understand this. Women, when they hit a certain age and they've not, had a kid or a boyfriend or a kid, right? They realize their time is short. When no man is claiming to have their child, that woman's child, they get desperate. You see what happens? You see? So she knows her time is short because she knows she has an expiry date on her. And what that means is that she knows certain guys ain't going to want to give her a child at that age, right? If she's dealing with a guy who's 40, he ain't going to want to give her a child, especially if he's got children of his own. So yeah, that's just what it is.
I need to hurry up and have my ticket.
There goes the victim's story, trying to convince us what she did wasn't wrong, and she's the real victim. Without fail, this happens time and time again due to how effective it is on people without a backbone. But unfortunately for her, it won't work this time.
That almost topped.
Yes, I got it.
I had my son at 41, so I do understand that.
So I had my opportunity, I saw my opportunity and took it. I decided I wanted to.
Okay, so you testified in open court that you saw an opportunity with some sperm from a young man still in your trash, and you decided you were going to take it.
Yes, ma'am.
You know that sperm jacking is a thing, don't you?
Yes, it is.
I never heard of that.
You just said you looked it up.
Well, I looked it up on the internet, but I didn't know it was a thing.
So when you looked it up, you should have looked it up to see that this is really happening, and it's an issue.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you are admitting in open court that you did not ask Mr. Lightfoot's permission. You all never discussed and agreed to have a child together. You took it upon yourself because the was still there. Listen, Mr. Lightfoot, what I want to understand from you is, you're saying that after this one night stand, you never contacted her again, and then all of a sudden, a few months later, then you see your friend, Mr. Witness. Please stand up, sir. I want to hear from you, because this is a mess.
Hello, Your Honor. How are you
Please
doing?
state your name for the court.
My name is Michael Lofton.
All right, Mr. Lofton, how do you know Mr. Lightfoot?
I know Stewart from college. We played football together. He was my quarterback. I had been there already a couple of years. I was a receiver. When he came, we just
okay, so you all have been together for a while, quarterback and receiver.
And I have.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right, you and him, not you and Ms. Adams. I get that.
Not like that, now. We broke some touchdown records together.
Okay.
Nothing else together. I thought that she would be a good influence on him. I thought that this would be an opportunity. You out here still sleeping.
All right, let's testify, Ms. Adams, because you don't already testify to what you did. What evidence do you have related to the emotional distress?
I had to take back therapy sessions.
Okay, let me have that.
And I didn't test that, Your Honor, because I would take him back and forth to his therapy session.
I was tripping, Your Honor. Like, I'm thinking I'm having protected. Like, I'm thinking I'm like screwing up out here. Like, so I need to talk to somebody about like.
You think you're being a responsible player, right? Because you're out there doing your thing, but you're using protection consistently.
Yes.
And you didn't see this coming.
I
And
didn't
now
see this
you're
coming.
an older woman that's admitting to you,
I was taking advantage of it.
I took the sperm and I used it to have the baby.
Yes, now it's
But we
like,
ain't never had no paternity test.
no, I paid to get one done. I just feel like I was taking advantage of it because at the end of the day, like I will take care of my child if I have a
all
child.
the risks involved
But see-
when you have it with somebody. And
Well, no, Miss Adams, hold on now. Because you over there, you the older woman, but you giving bad advice.
Like,
Sure.
If you have with someone and use it, and you throw that away, there should be a reasonable expectation that means that it's trash. It's not for you to dig back out, take a syringe, and inseminate yourself. That's called sperm jacking. That's why I asked you, did you read about it? And you know you did. That's how you know how to do it.
She played.
You should have also read that that's against the law to do that.
Think of it like someone stealing your car. Then
It is against the law to do that, and unfortunately, she won't be held responsible for it. The law doesn't, because there's no law against it. But unfortunately, that's if it is his child, then he will still have to pay for it. His child.
going on a joyride. When they get caught, all they get is a verbal warning and a slap on the wrist, while the courts hold you responsible for all the tickets they got and damage they caused. It's against the law, but it isn't criminalized. The typical legal consequence of doing what she did is the male victim being forced to pay child support, rather than the woman facing any real consequences. Considering how openly biased the legal system is against men, this isn't surprising at all. Keep in mind you can be legally forced to pay child support for a kid that DNA testing proves is not yours.
These life lessons are here for you to learn. I say all the time, your mistakes do not have to define you. They can refine you. That is for you, Mr. Lightfoot, and for you, Miss Adams. Because you know you wrong as the day is long. You ain't even making no sense. Now, my biggest question here is you had the paternity test, and thank goodness the court was able to retrieve those results, because I want to know if, in fact, Mr. Lightfoot is the child's father before I rule in this case. So with that said, let's get to these results. In the case of Stuart Lightfoot versus Tanya Adams, as it relates to the child born to Tanya Adams, Mr. Lightfoot.
I'm willing to be a father if it's my baby. Like, I don't want people to think, I don't even want her to think, like, if it's my child, then I'm willing to, like, stand up on my 2 feet and be a man and be a grown man. I just feel like she hasn't given me the opportunity.
I appreciate that. And in this case, it has been determined by this court that you are not the father.
Wow, we had a relief.
Wow. So that means you did this to somebody else?
Hold on now. Hold on. We're not at the club, so let's not be dapping up, because this is very serious.
Yes, ma'am.
And while I understand that it is a relief to you, let's be respectful. Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor.
I saw, as soon as I read those results, you just fell over that podium. There are certain seasons in our life when
Listen, I'll tell you why she fell over the podium, right? She's upset because she was hoping he, was going to be the father, right? So, boy.
maybe we lose ourselves. Maybe we're so desperate to have a child that we do things that are outside of the bounds of decency and the law, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And our moral compass. It has been determined by this court, Ms. Adams, you have admitted in open court that you did steal, even though Mr. Lightfoot was not in fact your child's father. You admitted in open court that you did in fact steal the. That did cause him emotional distress. He did have to go to therapy. And for that reason, you are responsible. So in addition to having this beautiful child, do you know who the father is?
Yes, Your Honor.
See, that pause there, she already knew who the father was. She was just hoping it was him. The actual biological father of the child probably don't even, she probably don't even want to deal with that guy. She probably don't even want him to be the father. That's why she was trying to pin it on him. Women will do that. They'll try, if they don't like a particular guy, they'll try to pin it on another guy they like. So probably the guy that she had sex with, she probably didn't like him like that.
Well, I'll tell you this. I hope you do, And if you need to make sure of that, do what's necessary to establish paternity for your baby, because at the end of the day, the baby will be looking at you at some point. Like where